What are the top 5 reasons people are scared of bankruptcy? Watch our next video and find out. So after practicing for almost 20 years, I've noticed that there are 5 main reasons folks are afraid of filing for bankruptcy. Here they are. The first reason is simply ego. People are embarrassed, they feel bad about filing for bankruptcy, and it's very, very hard to admit that you need help. That things have gotten to the point where you can't go on if you don't do something, or else a creditor is going to make that decision for you, be it garnishment, foreclosure, or a seizure of your paycheck. So it's really, really hard to admit that you need help, and I get it, I do, and I think almost everyone I meet with, they immediately start telling me how bad they feel, and they're embarrassed and they're ashamed, and I get it, but I always tell them often to just lighten the mood. I'm not a criminal attorney. You didn't kill anyone. But ego is really, I think, the number one reason most people are afraid of, or they're scared of bankruptcy. Second reason I think folks are afraid of filing bankruptcy is that they'll never have credit again. And I hear this a lot. Folks come in and they announce to me, I know I'm never going to have credit again, or it's going to be a decade. They tell me all kinds of numbers. And the truth is that most folks will be able to rebuild their credit easily within 12 months coming out of their bankruptcy. So yes, it's on your credit report, but it's not the scarlet bead that's going to be on you for forever. So as soon as you come out of bankruptcy, you'll start getting offers to rebuild your credit. So that's simply not true. But I do understand that folks are afraid. They are afraid they'll never get credit again, but that's not true. The third reason that I see that a lot of folks are afraid to file bankruptcy is that they think everyone will know they filed for bankruptcy, like it's Googleable. And I always tell folks, no, your bankruptcy is not Googleable. Now, if you're some celebrity and you have some crazy bankruptcy case, sure, I'm sure it'll be on Google. But just for the regular person, no, it's not going to be on Google. And yes, although it is a public record, it's going to be located in a database. We refer to it as PACER. That is going to list all these federal cases, but you have to have a username and a password, and you have to pretty much be looking for someone. You have to already know they filed bankruptcy in order to see their bankruptcy information. So no one's going to put your name in the internet and everyone's going to see that you filed bankruptcy. Same thing goes for newspapers. No one's publishing your name in the newspaper telling everyone that you filed for bankruptcy. That just simply isn't true. The third reason, everyone will know you filed bankruptcy. Of course, we understand why that scares people, but that's just simply not true. The fourth reason I think a lot of folks are scared of bankruptcy is they're afraid that they'll never be able to buy a house. And that's simply not true. We have a lot of folks that file bankruptcy because they need to clean up their credit before they can buy a house. And my real estate folks know this. They know that they need to have the credit cleaned up in terms of, at least if they do a bankruptcy, that debt is discharged, their debt to income ratio is better, and most of the time they can purchase a home after so many months. I tell my clients they need to wait probably about 24 months before they can look at buying a home, but at the end of the day, they can still buy a home after bankruptcy. The last reason I think folks are really scared of filing for bankruptcy is they are terrified that they're going to lose their job. And of course, that's a valid fear. We all need our jobs. But in regards to bankruptcy, that's really just an irrational fear, because in the almost 20 years I've been practicing, I've never had a client tell me they lost their job because they filed for bankruptcy. So number one, in almost every circumstance, it is illegal to fire someone for filing for bankruptcy. But to go back, with Chapter 7 clients, there's no reason why your job would know that you filed for bankruptcy, because in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you're not doing a repayment plan, there's nothing being deducted from your paycheck, there's no reason for your company to know that you filed for bankruptcy. If you do work for a company where they take taxes out of your paycheck, yes, they will send an employment deduction order to your HR, but if you're with a big company, it's not a big deal because, they get 1 million of those things a day. And even if you're with a smaller company, remember, it is illegal to fire someone just because they filed for bankruptcy. And again, I have never had someone tell me that they lost their job because they filed for bankruptcy. If you have any other questions about bankruptcy or any other fears that I may not have addressed, feel free to shoot me an email and I'm happy to answer any questions.